About 55, certainly should have got it from Higgins moments ago. Johnson, whoa, that stopped him. Johnson will kick it goal then from about 15 metres out, 5 metres in from the line. Incidental contact this.
Well, Pratt stopped there because he thought Gibson was going to take the ball, but he didn't take the ball. He didn't go hard enough, Gibson. That's a strong mark there, but Frito just caught him across the chops.
Johnson comes in, kicks the goal.
When you were starting, Tim, so we're feeling real old.
That was a real backhander, if you don't mind me saying. Griffin, John Siracusa. Now we're broadcasting your son. John Siracusa kicks a goal. What a beauty, right on the boundary. 48 metres out.
The 50 haven't caught much of Hahn. Here's Eagleton. He's got a fair bit on that. Johnson's a chance. Oh, beauty.
Look at Mark. Shane, did you call touch? No. Clear, Mark. No. He called touch. He dropped the ball, mate. Make up your mind, Josh.
He started well.
Right here, Brad. Clear it out, guys. Brady,
he's got a good record against the Kangaroos. He's
please.
averaged 4 goals in his last 4 games. Well, he gets the goal anyway.
Yeah, all clear.
He's kicked a couple.
No, you came in.
Might see what you spoke about, Tim, a moment ago. Campbell, still with Campbell. Well done.
Got the outside of his boot to the ball. Rawlings tracks it back. McMahon gives it up. Ward read it beautifully. The intercept goes down towards half forward. 2 men. One of them stays on his feet. Johnson. Nobody up ahead. Hanson closing. Johnson kicks the goal. He's got 3 in the post now.
Well, the one thing Gibson couldn't do then was go to ground. He had to overplay Johnson defensively, keeping in front of him. Here's the interception. That was really good play there by Ward. That sent the ball forward. All the players had moved up the ground, so there was a one-on-one contest here. Just watch Gibson, though. He just had to go to the back of Johnson and corral him. Even if he didn't make body contact, he just had to make sure that he kept in forward of him. In the end, he goes to ground. And this bloke is just so clever. We've seen this.
So he sort of plays a defensive long kick and minces
For too long, but then applied good pressure. And the kick coming back onto the chest of Lake, and they'll run it out. Hand pass came back to Boyd. A little 1-2 there with Hudson. Eventually, Hargrave across the ground. Hill from behind launched himself. Cruising past is Griffin. Spots a man in the corridor. This will be interesting. Well done by Higgins. Menson into an open goal. Wonderful by the Dogs.
And that's what they were doing early in the game. That's a really smart kick. But I reckon if you had been a fly on the wall at half-time with Rodney Eade, I reckon the one area that he would have been really concentrating on, not so much about the structures, he would have been talking to the players about going in and winning the hard ball. I reckon he would have put up a statistic and he would have said, OK, boys, here's the first quarter when we're going hard. Here's the second quarter when North Melbourne got on top in that area. We need to improve if we're...
Swallow got out of the road, but Hanson couldn't quite take the mark. Hahn, and then Power fell over. It was a bad thing to do right there. Griffin gets around Goldstein. Johnson can't quite break the tackle. Back to Griffin. Good looking kick. It's a goal.
Step. Eagleton hand passes towards the 50. This is an important ball. Ackermanis had it knocked towards him by Ward. Goes back to Eagleton. Ackermanis again, 60 metres out. Spots a man on the move. Hill. And Hill has taken the mark 25 metres out.
Acker had so much space then, he actually had no one on him when they first kicked the ball into the 50. Now, is there a more dangerous player at the moment in the Bulldog forward line than Ackermanis? I mean, arguably you've got Johnson there still, but gee, you've just got to close down his space, because once he took control of the ball outside 50 and he had room, look at this. I mean, he's made a living out of those sorts of kicks.
It's been very good. 16 possessions, Ackermanis. Most of them highly dangerous. Hill comes in, needs to kick straight. Didn't last week. That's a beauty. Celebrates with a crowd. Well done, young man.
Urquhart. There is Harvey. Well done, Picken. There's a throw.
Oh.
She was unlucky there, Harvey. The umpire was in the perfect position to see that.
or imperfect position as it turned out for Harvey.
Johnson, not quite. Hill, can he get it to Acker? Can Acker get it to Hill? Hill's kicked 2. He's kicked 3.
McIntosh crashes to the turf. Inconclusive in the middle. Ferrito gave it to Simpson. Spinning, lost it. Holding the ball. Cooney. Here's Hill again. Running down towards half forward. Nobody back in the square. Kept his head. That was brilliant. Gilby, a long kick. Will kick from about 48 metres. And the man on the mark well aware of the capacity of Gilby to send it over a distance, trying to creep up 3 or 4. The umpire right on top of that. This could clinch it. Lindsay Gilby kicks from outside the 50. Distance isn't a problem. I think it's home, and so are the Bulldogs.
Good match. So the final scores here. The Western Bulldogs over the Kangaroos is 11-14 to 9-11.